This guy has a thrown weapon, and it already has blood on it. It has dried blood on it. Clean your weapon, goat person. Well, you can see by his teeth that he doesn't really clean much. Hello reformers, and welcome back to Warsword Conquest, and Percy is once again here, ready to do a siege against Gorespite. I think, well, this is going to be kind of difficult because Gorespite has 290 enemy units inside it. Percy does not have a huge amount of HP, and we can't heal ourselves with our healing abilities, so this is going to be one of those times when I'm probably going to get myself eliminated pretty fast, and then I will just get on my boat and hightail it out of there, I guess. Otherwise, hopefully, our allies will be able to prevail and capture the keep. So let's see what happens. Now bear in mind, this is going to be very unique indeed, because I've never done a siege in Warsword Conquest. Well, not one that... Really? Did I really get killed instantly? By what? By one of these? Oh, that's embarrassing. Percy, you have done us a disservice. I didn't even get to cast a spell. Not one spell. Well, technically my spells are not that useful immediately, because obviously, you know, people need to take damage. Ironically enough, you know, considering we took damage almost immediately and died. Oh dear. Well, amusingly enough, if I'd had a little bit more HP, I probably would have been fine. Let's face it. But, yeah, the main problem that I'm having right now is that I was trying to rest up, right? I was trying to rest up when I was outside, and I was at what? I think I was at 30% or so when we came in here. And there was actually a vassal with about 48 units right outside, and he was wanting to attack me, and so I had to, you know, jump the gun a little bit. I really did not want to come in here at this moment, but that's basically what I had to do. There was no way for me not to be able to do that, so I just had to go for it, and I just had to hope that I did not get myself killed by a random thrown weapon. And I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, random archer? Did I get killed by an archer? I didn't know they had archers. I thought they only had thrown weapon users, but oh well, never mind. At least we do get to see a pretty cool, unique environment here, because this, albeit looking very primitive indeed, because obviously beastmen, you know, beastmen, it is looking very effective. I mean, just look at the amount of bottleneck that we're seeing here. This is causing our units to have to go into this very tight, enclosed space, and many of our units are using polearms. Many of them are using pretty long swords, because generally we have some pretty strong cavalry, and it's making things kind of difficult for us. You can see here, look at that guy with the golden helmet. He's using a polearm right now, and he's having difficulties, because the beastmen, of course, they're very good at fighting in close quarters. They have, you know, smaller reach weapons, so they're much more easily able to make good use of them. But just bear in mind that we have an overwhelming amount of numbers, and this is probably going to be a victory whether we like it or not. And, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, really. I kind of wanted to participate a little bit more, but it seems like that's not going to be the case this time. But even if we don't get to survive in this siege, it is one of the first sieges we're doing, and we are very, very low in HP, or we were very low in HP before we were killed, and it looks like the High Elves will have a reasonably easy victory here. However, there are many reinforcements coming in from the side, and, well, you can see exactly who's ready. This guy has a thrown weapon, and it already has blood on it. It has dried blood on it. Clean your weapon, goat person. Well, you can see by his teeth that he doesn't really clean much. But I don't blame him, I guess. I don't blame him. He's very vicious. They don't have toothpaste, you know. They don't have all that stuff, so, you know, it's just how it is. But how do the High Elves? How do the High Elves deal with their hygiene? I have no idea. Maybe they don't, maybe they do. It really depends. Maybe magic. And speaking of magic, that would be pretty cool in real life, wouldn't it? Have a spell to deal with your toothbrushing, I guess, and various other things like teleportation. That would be nice. Anyway, there is actually a spell that gives me teleportation in this game, so that's the reason why I mentioned that. Anyway, Seems like we are going to have a victory here. It really just depends on them pushing through the bottleneck finally and not allowing more enemies to come in and stop them. Oh wow, now that was really, really close. Okay, so basically, just to keep you up to date on what just happened, I ran away from Gorespite because the enemies were actually just about to win. They were just about to win. Can you believe that? I personally can't believe it, but, well, it happened. They have 111 remaining, the Beastmen, and I have no idea how many the High Elves have remaining because this fellow was wanting very badly to eat our faces, and so I decided, hey, you know what, I'm gonna just get out of here and I'm gonna get onto my ship, and that's what I did. Now we are getting a mercenary payment, which is actually pretty nice, but we are still losing money, and obviously the best way to get money, well, what's the best way to get money? Well, obviously fighting things, winning tournaments, and, you know, all manner of things like that. I don't exactly know if I'm going to be able to complete any tournaments at the moment. Oh yes, by the way, seems like some of you have been very helpful in suggesting other unit types for me to use, and I'm actually going to take a look at that. Did you say the Dragon Guards? Did you say the Dragon Guards, maybe? No, not the Dragon Guards. The Blade Lords? No, not the Blade Lords. No, not these guys either. Okay, so which ones did you say, actually? Because many of these people do not have ranged weapons, and as far as I'm aware, you did mention in the comments that there are people that can use melee very, very well as bows. Are we talking about these guys? Maybe about these guys. They only have 4 in power draw, though, in comparison to the Shadow Walkers, which have 9 in power draw. So these are obviously insanely good in terms of range, but maybe not so good in melee. So maybe we're going to need to get some infantry or something along those lines. Anyway, let's do a little bit of searching around here. Maybe I'll also participate in a tournament at some point. I have done, in my small off-screen time before the previous episode was recorded, I did do a little bit of arena, and didn't do too badly. Well, I needed to actually have my polearm, of course, because I had polearm skill pretty high, but otherwise it was not particularly good. I did get myself killed very easily when I was equipped with a bow, but that is, I suppose, to be expected. Anyway, let's hope that oh, hello, Skaven Corset. They actually want to fight. Ah, yes, I can understand why they want to fight me right now. Are they moving faster than me? No, of course not. Yes, you cannot possibly move faster than the great Percy Bogworth. And we have Dark Elf Corsairs attempting to fight us as well. Well, that will not do, will it? We're just going to run around a little bit. I'm going to keep track of these guys as well, because I want to make sure that we are within range so we can take our revenge. Well, what do we have here? It looks like we have a smaller band of Skaven Corsairs that I came across, and these guys, they're probably going to be just right for our current state, because I don't have full HP just yet. I have about 50% or so, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to maybe just win relatively fast here and get some quick experience, and then hopefully we'll be able to move onward and try and see what we can do about dealing with the other guys. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, taking a little bit of damage. That's not very good. I really do not want to take damage here. Taking damage here is really bad. This guy moving into me is also really bad, because, unfortunately, as the spear is a little bit weird to use at close range, of course, it is not going to perform very well when the fellow is right up on you. You know, you need a little bit of space to get those thrusts in. Yes. Take from that what you will. Anyway, let us continue onward. 3 renown, 6 morale, not too bad. We did lose 1 unit, but that's okay. Oh, look at that. They had some cheese. Alright, so this is a bit more of an even battle here. 24 Skaven Corsairs. We might actually need to retreat a little bit after this and get a little bit of a rest for our troops and re-recruit a whole bunch of people and then go on from there. I do know a couple of our people are actually still knocked unconscious, so obviously that is going to make a difference to our party size. But for the moment, let us head in and see what we can do. Now, thankfully, these Skaven Corsairs do not have ranged weapons as far as I can tell, so obviously they're going to be pretty easy for us to deal with. Look at that damage. Nice damage right there. Actually, enough damage for... Really. enough damage for our fellows to actually get the kills. Yes, I did not really want that to happen, thank you very much. I don't mind them getting kills every now and again, but I wouldn't mind getting some myself. By the way, because I have not installed any of the patches, there are no fixes for the overhead spear. So, yeah, that is a little bit amusing. I'm going to show you, actually, after this, because it is just... It's very funny. I really don't mind, because I don't usually use the overhead attack that much. But, look. Yes. This is me attempting to use the overhead attack, by the way. So, yes, it is very amusing. Oh, I like it. I like it. Obviously, it's not meant to be that way, but I find it funny anyway. Okay, so we lost one Hawkeye. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually not even that bad. Let's see what we're getting here. Okay, we're just getting some Skaven weapons and a shield and everything. Okay, I'm actually gonna go and give... you know what? I'll give Anton the new sword, because he's using a rusty Skaven sword at the moment, and we might as well give him a blade, because I think the blade actually does a little bit more. Yeah, maybe? Yeah, a little bit. Not exactly amazing, is it? But, you know, it will be okay for him for the moment, and I'm looking forward to those guys leveling up, actually, because I have decided, or at least a couple of you actually suggested that it would be a good idea to maybe level some of those guys with trade skill. And I think Anton is going to be our trader, because I'm not entirely sure whether Groth is going to stick around after what I said to him in the previous episode. Let's face it, he's probably not too happy about me selling his beard or something. But yes, anyway, as you can see, I actually do have a maximum party size of 86, so it would probably make sense for me to go and recruit a couple of people now. For a little bit of change of pace, I decided, hey, let's attack some Dark Elf Raiders, and hopefully these guys will have slightly better gear than the Skaven, because of course, Skaven, they're not necessarily known for the quality of their loot, I suppose you could say, because, I mean, the cheese speaks for itself, doesn't it? Anyway, let's see if I can get across there and maybe do a little bit. But, yeah, you can see many of our forces are just running in here because they are all high elf recruits of some kind, and we're going to try and level these guys up as best we can. Now, of course, these Dark Elves, they have extremely good dodging capability, and that's what I'm going to try and get. I'm going to try and get the dodge skill as well from my nearby Arena Master, but obviously I am going to need a little bit more money before that can be a thing. And I think what I've actually decided to do right now is just to try and get 8,000, because I know I had 8,000 and I could have invested in an ironworks at the time, but I thought to myself, okay, well, 4,000's not that much, because you only need 12,000 to be able to get a Weavery and Dyeworks, and I thought, hey, you know, that's not going to be that much. But it actually did turn out to be quite a bit, and now we're down at 5,600. It's funny how money just goes away, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we also did find a new person that is going to be joining us. His name is Finn, and he's a beard seller, yes, aka a dwarf. And we're going to see what he is going to spec in here. At least he has 7 strength already, unlike the others. And, well, what are we going to spec him in? Well, that's the point. Maybe we should make him the trader, because he's basically a blank slate, and I've not done anything with him just yet. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to level up his intelligence, get him 2 in trade skill already, because at the moment our trading is so incredibly bad that it's really not giving us a huge amount of money. And getting more trade skill is certainly going to help with that. I'm actually going to make Finn go all the way to the bottom of the pack here, because, let's face it, we really don't want him to get eliminated so quickly, do we? No, not really. Anyway, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the Mages Guild and purchase a new spell. And there's a reason for that. I'd like to be able to have a spell that is capable of buffing ourselves in some way, so that we're not actually, you know, waiting. We're not actually being reactionary for once, and instead we are doing something a little bit different. So I'm thinking I'm going to buy Peace, and then we're going to see what Courage is, because I'm not entirely sure what Courage is, but it would be quite nice to see what that is. I took a look at some other things here as well. Cloak absorbs 1d3 attacks during spell period. I have no idea what that means. I'm sorry. I have no idea what that means, but I do know what allies gaining magic protection mean. That's actually pretty cool. And this is the teleport that I was talking about beforehand, teleports caster. So we're going to buy the peace spell. And we're going to see how that goes. I did check the tavern already. Maybe we should speak to the guildmaster. I personally don't think he's going to... Yeah, there is a bug in my version currently where guildmasters don't actually give you that much. So there is that. But otherwise, I guess we can just leave it. And yeah, I did ask for tournaments as well. There are no tournaments currently going on, so I will have to make the best of things by fighting everything that I can get my hands on. Who's that? Some Skaven Corsairs? How can I see them from this range? Wow, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I can't see anything else on the map, can I? You can see that Desert Bandit's lair. I was over there at some point. No, okay. Well, that's kind of weird. Anyway, how many do they have? 28. Do we have... We have 34? Are you serious? We lost that many people? That is really bad. We need to start leveling one of our people in the medical skills like wound treatment and so on. I think wound treatment is probably going to be the next thing that we start leveling up because it is just so important. To be able to get your units back on their feet is so incredibly useful. So let's see what I can do. Oh, I can't actually cast spells while we are on the ship. That's great. Well, Katya's doing a good job. That's all that really matters, isn't it? As long as Katya or one of our wonderful companions does something, then I'm pretty happy with that. Oh yeah, we got a kill. We got a kill with this amazing spear. Yes, you can see all of our friends using spears as well. And I'm actually wondering, can I step here? I can actually step here. Okay, I actually thought that this was going to kill me. And speaking of kill, I just killed that veteran Corsair with 2 damage. Are you impressed? Yes, I know. I know you are. I know you are. Alright, so there's 5 right now. That's pretty good. We did lose only 1 Hawkeye this time around. And bear in mind that I am going to start leveling the other fellows. Oh, that's Corsair Reinforced Armor. That's a Skaven piece, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, well. We're ooh! Ooh, this is pretty nice. I actually like this quite a bit. I am not a big fan of thrusting spears, so to speak. I much prefer using a lance if I'm going to be thrusting at all, because it's much longer, and, you know, I can approach people from behind, and so on and so forth. You know, yeah, you know how I like to do it. Anyway, let's get away from the perversion for the moment, and we're gonna see if I can do a little bit of looting. There we go, and it's a shame I don't have a Skaven companion. Getting a lot of Skaven gear at the moment. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so, oh, we actually leveled up. Great. Okay, so this gives me the opportunity to level level surgery some more, I suppose. What else am I going to level? That's the thing. I mean, I could level trainer skill. I could start leveling trainer because we are level 14 now, so trainer skill might actually make a bit of sense. Inventory management might make sense as well. But for now, I guess I'll just go for another point in surgery. And do we want to go for prisoner management? You know Groth is going to complain. He's going to be very upset indeed. So maybe we don't want to do that. Shield, we're not really going to be using a shield for the foreseeable future. Maybe a little bit once we get to a little bit higher level. And otherwise, what about looting? No, I think someone else can do looting. I'm going to do trainer skill because I think that's probably going to make the most sense. Otherwise, we're going to continue to level up our firearms skill because apparently that does have an effect on your magic capability. And if I'd known that, I probably would have spec'd into firearms. But, oh well. At least we've got a little bit in that, and I think our accuracy with spells is reasonably good enough. Alright, so we're actually on the troop tree screen once again, mainly because I just wanted to take a look and see what our High Elf Sentinels will be leveling up into. I do have a couple of these, I think I have 2 or 3, and I'd like to see which ones we should go for. And personally, right now, I'm thinking we should go for Phoenix Guards into Sword Masters of Hoeth, and then we can decide between Blade Lords and Dragon Guards. Personally, I feel like the Dragon Guards are probably going to be better. Yeah, they're probably going to be better because they have shields. And I think having a shield that has 30 resistance and 550 durability is the way to go. Otherwise, we do have people that are using big two-handed weapons, like you can see here, but he only has 4 in Power Strike. This guy has 5 in Power Strike, so if I did want to get someone that's using two-handed, then I'd much rather go for the Swordmasters of Hoeth into the Blade Lords rather than the other way around and go for the White Lions. And otherwise, if I did want to go for Cavalry, which is probably going to be a good idea to do in the end, but they are going to be much more expensive than what we're currently dealing with, and they're going to take a long time to level up as well, so do bear that in mind. But Illyrian Reavers are actually pretty good, because they come with bows, but these bows are pretty bad, so it really depends on what you want to have. Personally, right now, I am pretty fine with our current setup, where we're just going to go infantry, archers, and I think that's good enough. I know that a couple of you did suggest a particular unit, and I'm going to look through those comments again and see which one you were recommending, because I haven't actually played as the High Elves ever before, so it's pretty cool that we actually do have something a little bit new for us to experience. Anyway, we are up against some Dark Elf Corsairs here. Finn, I don't know what's up with Finn, but I think his beard has some kind of arrow attractant in it. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's a dwarf. I mean, you know, they like to get into the thick of things, and yes, he's probably making it so that all of the bolts go streaming towards him, and then he can complain about it, you know, that's what he does. So yeah, there we go. I am actually much preferring to use this polearm. I think this polearm is really, really cool. It reminds me of a Bardiche from Native, and I know that I've mentioned this in various other series, but the Bardiche is one of my favorite weapons. I don't know why, but I always very much find it comfortable to use, and it doesn't seem too slow for a two-handed weapon, and it just seems good in general, so I kind of like it. And otherwise, oh, what's that? A goblin lair. You know what? I'm gonna disembark in Skaven territory, and I'm gonna see if I can maybe find a Skaven lord of some kind. Who's that? Forest goblins. Hello, Forest Goblins. They have some Spider Riders. Okay. Well, let me actually just get a couple of these guys. Whoa, we've actually got quite a few High Elf Sentinels right now. That's pretty good. Okay, so Groth, the Complainer, as he is now known, has leveled up. So what are we going to give him? Well, considering Finn is doing the trading, Katja actually does have 2 in wound treatment right now. I leveled her up into intelligence and wound treatment, so she has 2 in that. And I suppose he is just going to spec... Actually, you know what? Let's just level them a little bit in intelligence for the moment, just so that we can get their skills fleshed out somewhat. And that's probably going to make more of a difference than leveling up their strength, because we're just going to get 1 in Power Strike then. It really doesn't make that much difference. So, otherwise, maybe we want to go for Willpower, because he gets magic every 2 points will increase the dwarf's magic resistance. So I guess we'll just go for 2. We'll just go for 2 points in willpower. Why not? That sounds like a good plan, question mark. Not really, I guess, but, well, I suppose it will be okay for the moment. Alright, so we have 40 available for battle. They have 19. They're running away from us, so they must think that we can beat them. Let's prove them right. Alright, we've never fought goblins before, especially not in this version, and I did play a goblin actually. I did play a goblin way back when with a huge ball and chain weapon, and I attempted to roleplay as one of those, I can't remember the name of those units in Blood Bowl. Who are those units again? I'm sure one of you know. It's the Maniac or the... I can't remember the name. It had a very, very catchy name. But yes, unfortunately I can't remember it, but I wanted to roleplay as one of those, and that's what I was attempting to do. Anyway, let's tell our archers just to hold position here. We are going to get these guys to come in here, of course, and I'm actually going to get off my mount, because this polearm is absolutely awful when you are riding on a mount, and it would make much more sense to use it when we're on the ground, so we can slash at enemy cavalry and make the most of their speed against them. Like that, for example. Whoa, that guy literally took 79 damage. He's doing a T-pose. Did you see that? He's doing a T-pose. What about a coffee pose? What about a coffee pose? Yes, I know. The jokes are very, very good today. I know. Exactly. You don't have to tell me. I know. Anyway, let's see if I can maybe not die against one of these. Oh! We might actually survive. Yeah, there we go. We actually survived against a Scalp Taker. Those Scalp Takers are actually pretty deadly. They can actually do quite a bit of damage. So I'm pretty pleased that we were able to survive there. Let's see if I can cast this spell. Or... or not. Or not, as the case may be. I'm actually kind of tickled by that in a very hilarious way, because I thought to myself, yes, I'm absolutely fine to wait until the Winds of Magic come by again, because we have all of these wonderful fellows to cover my back. And apparently they were like, oh, we'll just let him die real quick, because Percy's an idiot, and we don't really like him, and we're just going to let him die, and then we're going to kill the guy. Yes, they're all conspiring. They're all conspiring against me. You can see that, can't you? Absolutely. Anyway, on that note, that will be the end of this episode. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.